today. My name is Chris Annis, I'm a Director with LB Group Chartered Accountants in Ipswich. Quick bit of background about LB Group. We're in Stratford, Chelmsford, Colchester and Ipswich. We're a 6-partner firm of chartered accountants, and we've probably got a team of about 50-55 people that help support those 4 offices. As a firm of chartered accountants, we'd be doing exactly everything you'd expect. We ensure that all the compliance needs of our clients are dealt with, so all the accounts, tax returns, personal tax returns are done efficiently and effectively and on time. That's kind of obviously a core focus of what we do. The second core is that any accountant will say they're proactive, but the challenge is how are they proactive, and are they proactive year on year on year? Well, we passionately believe we are a proactive firm of accountants, so every year we make sure all of our clients, no matter how big or small, because tax is a relative cost to the size of the business, we need to make sure that they're as tax efficient as they can be. We do that in a number of ways. I'm sure everyone in the room is aware of it, but it's mainly around time and structure. However, the presentation today is about kind of like a specialist tax area for R&D tax credit that the HMRC are offering. And as part of that, LB Group have seen R&D as an opportunity to do even more for our clients. This in turn became an area where we can actually do even more for the local business community, and of course at the end of the day it helps us kind of establish our position as a proactive firm of chartered accountants from a tax planning point of view. So I'll dive straight into the R&D. I have got a few slides, there's only about 10, but effectively R&D tax relief is not a new concept, it's been around since 2000. The key kind of rationale of why it exists is basically so that businesses can be encouraged to invest, to innovate, to take their business forward, and of course to benefit UK PLC. So effectively they've been given over time since 2000 enhanced tax relief for doing qualifying R&D activities. Now today we find ourselves in probably the most tax advantageous position we've been for R&D, in that the relief is now at 225%. Which is the largest it's been. It's been like that since April 12. And in fact, in the recent budget, some certain aspects have made it even more generous. So it is something that HMRC, the government in particular, are keen to promote. What is it all about then? Well, it's a corporation tax relief, therefore it applies to limited companies, and it is a project-based relief. So you have to be able to, within your limited company, to identify projects that your business is working on that may qualify. And the key one there is the underlying point, is it needs to be seeking a technological advance by the resolution of technological uncertainties. And that's the key concept we have to do, but breaking that down, why R&D is a lot more generic than it maybe first feels, is that lots of businesses do clever things and lots of businesses have to overcome problems. If they weren't doing clever things to sort out these problems, they may not have a business, because they wouldn't be required by their customers, the market in general. So, in simple terms, it's any project which requires a trial and error approach, because it isn't just easy or the information isn't available to solve that problem. So where you've got customers that come to you that need a solution, or where you're developing your own solutions, you are opening the door for R&D relief. Kind of things that qualify then, R&D historically is always perceived as, well, people in the IT world, men in white coats in laboratories, that sort of work will qualify. But it's much wider than that. So software development is on there, but it is really about where people are designing new products or making goods using new materials, or even at the bottom one, which I think is a really important one for the business community to be aware of, is actually just enhancing existing products or technology. So we're not talking about total new products, total new ways of thinking, we're talking about innovations and advancements. HMRC are already very generous in how they give companies tax relief on capital equipment. Historically, you would invest in your plant and it would take you a number of years to receive the tax relief, purely on the concept that it's going to be a number of years that you're using that piece of kit. So this R&D relief doesn't really apply to the capital side of the costs. It's more about trying to incentivise the annual costs. And by that, the key one there is going to be the staff and the subcontractor costs. So what this is doing is, again, it's probably along the lines of, if we can encourage, as a UK, investment by companies to recruit staff, to do these innovative things, to develop new projects, to develop new processes, then at the moment, you've got an investment decision to make about, do you take somebody on to do that? And of course, if you can be given an enhanced tax relief, it makes that investment decision that little bit easier or quicker. So they're the key types of expenditure. So the top two are the main ones that form the bulk of the claims that we're dealing with. Certain costs that can't be included. Bottom two I highlighted slightly bigger text there. Hardware, like I just said, because the relief is already there under the annual investment allowance. We talk about staff costs, we talk about wages. Tax efficient structure of the shareholders and directors often, most commonly, uses dividends as a income extraction method. Dividends do not qualify. We're talking pure and efficient wages. So the directors may be on a lower wage where the shareholders they draw dividends. So we talk about the element of wage there. We're really talking about your staff being the key driver for their costs. So to try and put some numbers on it for you, corporation tax relief, standard 20%. So I'll jump straight to the third paragraph there. If you've got a member of staff or a number of members of staff that are dealing with qualifying research and development activities and they're costing 50,000, in your annual accounts you'll report that 50,000 as a cost and you'll get 20% corporation tax relief, which of course is worth £10,000 in tax deductions to the business. By improving on the tax comp, the claim for that 50,000, we get 225% for our cost of 50,000. So instead of claiming 50,000 for tax, we can add another 62,500 on our tax comp, meaning that overall, for that 50,000 investment, we get tax relief as if we've deemed to have spent £112,500. So the accounts don't stay the same because the costs of that wage cost are the same. But on the tax comp, there's a separate enhancement given for an extra 62.5, being the 125%, the 225%. So if you've now got an extra claim for 62.5, obviously at the standard rate of 20%, you get extra relief of 12,500. So to kind of summarise, a £50,000 wage cost, instead of getting 10,000 relief, you'll now get £22,500 relief. So the net cost of the business of that investment comes down to 27,500. Is that there is a 2-year window for retrospective claims. So what we're seeing a lot of is that people are looking at their current year, obviously looking at last year as well. And if you like, in that first year of claim, if we get 2 years, it feels even more valuable. So we are talking significant numbers here. You already got 10, we get another 12.5. So how can we at LB Group help you? Well, we already, as Colin referred to earlier, we obviously have our own client base where we provide the full accounting service and tax services. But we can, and often do, work on an ad hoc basis alongside your existing accountants, where basically we will produce the figures and the technical report and advise them and give them guidance on where in the tax computation those entries need to be made so that an amended or a new tax return could go to HMRC to pull out that tax benefit for you. The process is surprisingly quick. We only need a few hours with you to obtain the figures because most of it is being lifted from payroll. And to kind of format the technical side of things, it is probably an hour or two of a meeting to understand what the projects are and what it is you do. And at the bottom there we say we package it all up, technical report, a checklist of numbers, and we pass that to your existing accountant and say, please make these adjustments. So we make it as simple as we can for you. We do see it as a specialist service. From the fee point of view, there's variable, flexible ways in which we can structure the fees. A lot of what we do on an ad hoc basis is kind of done where there's no upfront costs, and on a successful claim, we basically do a 20%, 80% split for you guys. So it is without wanting to use the phrase, but it's kind of no win, no fee. If HMRC do raise any questions specific to that R&D claim, of course our service covers any responses or requirements to deal with that aspect of what HMRC may challenge. And of course the big benefit here is that, you know, if you've already paid tax for last year, or you know you've got a big tax bill coming this year, it's going to be a massive cash flow benefit if we can eradicate a tax bill or indeed generate refunds from previous tax paid, which good cash flow stimulus to the business. It helps the banks because obviously they're going to have less exposure, reduce your reliance on them being reduced. So the customer, the accountant, the bank is a kind of fully packaged deal that helps the business. Just very quickly, how it works is, you know, we will have an initial free consultation with you, and if you choose to come on board, we then have a technical meeting. We pull together the costs, we do a check of those costs as they manually report back to payroll. We write the report, get you guys to approve it, because again, we're not the experts in your business, you guys are, but we want to make sure that we submit something that you're happy with. We'll then provide it all to the accountant, everything goes into HMRC, and the bottom line is the key one there. If you get an inquiry, well, if it's dealt with successfully, the claim is approved. If you don't get an inquiry, the claim is approved. So you get the benefit. If the claim is rejected, well, you don't get the benefit, but it's kind of, if you don't ask, you don't get. Yeah. So far, the success rate we have is we haven't had one claim rejected. And I think what's really important there is we go back to the start here. It's all about saying, well, yes, we want to make sure that clients in the business community are claiming this, but it's a waste of our time and your time if there's something that's not going to qualify. So you're kind of vetted very early. If we go through the process, you know, so far our success rate, we've had a few challenges, don't get me wrong, but our success rate has been that they've all been improved, which we're particularly pleased with, because again that kind of shows ourselves that we know what we're talking about in this section. So why aren't more people doing it? Well, a lot of people don't think what they do qualifies. They don't think that they're overcoming technological uncertainties. They don't think that they're being innovative enough. They don't think they're an IT business or employing people in white coats. But I say we get lots of engineering companies, lots of manufacturing companies, lots of design companies. Internal processes are qualifying as well. Because like I say, in summary, it has to be an innovative advance in a product, system or process. Thank you for your time. If there are any specific questions, feel free to ask now, feel free to ask me after the session. But I do hope you found that kind of informative, and you can see that R&D is not just for computer bods and the scientists, it is for everybody, and we need to get that message out there.